Hello, good afternoon. It is the afternoon, isn't it? I had to check for a second there. Right, microphone, you are there. You are turned on. Hello, can everyone hear me? Hopefully the screen, be quiet you. Hopefully the screen works. Do you want another timeout? Don't make me come over there. Hey Reese, Racco, Leviathan, right on time. Exactly, definitely not late.
No, definitely.
Nuh-uh. Hey Moosh, Paul, Nick, Poppy, I suppose.
Hi.
Girish. Hey y'all. Alright, yeah. What we doing? Photoshop. Go away.
These are my headphones.
Wait, what? They are! They've got the P on!
Right.
I've been busted. I thought, look.
Here's yours.
Wait, what?
Can I have mine? Because I don't want your
Oh.
stinky headphones.
Hang on. Alright, let me try and switch these around without.
It's going to cause problems.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh no, what's happened?
Photoshop just opened.
Oh.
Is the heating on?
Yeah.
Are you insane?
Yeah.
Can you please turn it off? I'm literally, or blast the back door open or something, because I'm.
I'll go turn it off.
Please, because I'm absolutely dying here. Or I'll settle for an ice bath.
I'm a cold.
Have we got a washing up bowl? You could put some ice water in, and I could
Yeah.
just sit my feet in it. I got pajamas on and everything.
Dangerous round wires.
Yeah, it is, but I'm prepared to risk my life for comfort.
Are you prepared to risk the lives of all the subscribers of seeing your lovely face?
It would be annoying actually if I were to just die through stupidity.
So
It would be such an inconvenience, wouldn't it?
I'll go turn the heating off.
How's everyone doing? What day are we on? Hey Andrea, Tuesday. Right, I sort of have a bit of a plan. Kind of. But we'll see how it goes. Do. No, not girt wings. Do you think the best way to upscale is upscale 2.0? What's that? What are we talking about? I'll be lurking tons to get done. Busy. Right. So, okay, got a couple of ideas. So in the community, Kerry posted under the Stream Ideas channel. He had some ideas for kind of film posters and Star Wars, something like that. And I just open up this. I quite like this artwork. It's from a video game. I just whip it up. And I don't know if this is going to work or not, but I quite like this artwork, and it's got like some really nice lighting effects. And I've got some photos of me from the Halloween competition against the green screen, and I thought, what if I could use one of those photos and turn myself into a Jedi and do something kind of inspired by this? Because one, that'll be really hard, which would be a good challenge and hopefully entertaining to watch me struggle. But also it's got some very specific lighting. You know, you've got the subject here facing away from the sunset. You've got that lush lighting in the background. Obviously, you've got the lightsaber. So there's a good opportunity to play around and practice lighting. And you've got the sunset kind of cast down the right side. So, yeah, I was thinking doing something sort of like this could be kind of cool. And as much as I would love to have prepped something with a bit more time and give myself a huge advantage, I haven't been able to do that. So we're just going to see if this can work, and we'll do this all off the cuff. See what happens. So I've got loads of pictures here of me against the green screen looking like an idiot in some, so I will apologize for my stupid face. But we've got a few poses that these are more samurai inspired. I don't know if one of these will work.
That's a weird meow.
Oh, there's a cat. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Obviously got my nice Invato t-shirt on there. We're gonna have to change that. Invato or Samurai Jedi, sponsored by Invato. Good. maybe we'll get the logo back in there somewhere. And how the heck I'm going to change myself into a Jedi? I've got no idea. Where's Reese? What's he saying?
He's saying, quick, everyone screenshot and get to work making silly things.
No.
Yeah.
We've already had enough of that, Reese. That looks like a confused Jedi. That's Lost Jedi. That's from Halloween. That is crazy Jedi. That's gonna singe the back of your hair, Jedi. Yeah. Don't know if I've got anything with my arm smoking the lightsaber, Jedi. God's sake. Sucking the lightsaber. That's not good for your health. Shooting the lightsaber. I mean, with that one, I could actually have the lightsaber over my shoulder, but that is probably a safety risk.
Dan, I have
Happy
question.
Jedi. You have questions?
What time? Just one question. What time are you finishing the stream?
I have no idea why.
Just because Nicole's gonna come round with a present.
Oh, I don't know. I've got no idea.
She's noisy.
Really?
Noisy girl.
What, you girls noisy? Oh, I'd never noticed. Oh, could I do something with that? Yeah, I have no answer to that question. I mean, it would be ideal if I... That one could be holding up lightsaber. Is it in focus, though? Looks a bit blurry. And do Jedis wear glasses? I mean, I don't know. Do Jedis automatically have 20/20 vision? Oh, it's going to be so difficult as well. With the... That could work. That's definitely Harry Potter inspired. Yeah, literally. Oh, it's annoying. I've got... Is it weird Jedis having glasses? You know, having a Jedi with their super dry frame on? Is that...
Yeah, you should expect them to have like a monocle or something.
Would you expect
so old.
I don't know. I think I just made the assumption that Jedis should have 20/20 vision. I don't know. Wait, you're a Jedi, but you need glasses. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't really... I don't know what's happening here.
Harry! Carry on his combine harvester.
Oh, we've transitioned into just zombies. Combine harvester. It's not farmer. Idiot. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, any of these look like they could be used as
pictures with your glasses off.
we did some. It's not even the glasses that are the biggest problem. It's the having a Jedi holding a something pose. And I did some that are very... these aren't helpful. What the hell is that? Idiot. Zombie obviously did it. And no idea. Oh my god, on the floor. Ah. That might be one of the best ones I'm going to get. No glasses. Looks moody. So it could be a Sith Lord holding... I am a bit... Well, I am a bit stiff, but I could try and puppet walk my legs and make me look less rigid. Could you have a Jedi holding the lightsaber at the hip? The lightsaber extended like a samurai, but with the lightsaber out? Or would that look stupid? Would that be totally silly? Because you wouldn't draw a lightsaber from the hip, would you? What about that one? What are you laughing at me?
Yeah.
Why?
The pictures.
They're funny, aren't they? Funny, that silly face. That silly old face. Oh, do. What about that one? Crazy Jedi. I mean, we could go full on Sith Lord and paint my face red and give me
Yeah, I like that one.
give me a bold. I mean, Raquel's already bolded me up. I'll go with spikes. That one could be a double lightsaber.
Who's Misa?
What?
Misa back.
Who's Misa back?
I don't know. Kerry put Misa back. Misa gonna watch this 10 times over.
That's Jar Jar Binks, isn't it?
Oh. Is it?
Yeah. Misa Jar Jar Binks. Whatever he says. I don't know. I really want this to work, but I think I've said this before in previous streams. The image, so I can bold up.
Leave him alone.
Leave me alone. The image selection is like absolutely crucial. Oh, back to this idiocy. So if I can't get the right image with the right angle and stuff, it ain't gonna work. He's put the bloody glasses on again. He thinks he's James Bond now. What is this crap? Oh, no. It's glasses, isn't it?
You have to get laser eye surgery.
Nah. Do. Yeah, unless I chop two images together. So maybe. I mean, I suppose. I mean, unless we do something totally different and we do actually just go samurai and try and put me in samurai armor. I don't know if and how that would even work. Let me get a picture up. Let's get a picture up of someone like Darth Maul. He's a bit of a dude. He's got a big old cloak, so I could cover myself. So I could. Don't know if this would work or not. Actually, we've got my stupid face there. Let's try new canvas. Right, so we're going to go black, Sith-like Jedi clothing on grey. I'm going to see if I can generate some clothes. It's generating the whole character. Or we go on Envato Elements. What would you call the Jedi clothes? Like a robe? I suppose you could type dressing gown.
Cloak.
Oh, actually, Envato Elemente. Hold on. Brown robe. Front on shot. Oh, yeah. I think one of these is going to be the best one I've got. I think. We'll see. It ain't no no cinematic photo, that's for sure, but we'll see. Let's just open that up. Do a really quick select subject. I would love to rush this bit, but it will, you know, it's like building a house. Not that I know anything about building a house, but if you build on a crappy foundation, it's just not going to work. No matter how well you build the house, it will eventually come crashing down. So let's just see if we can actually cut something together usable here. Right. Okay. So what? And then I guess what we would do is duplicate that, send it above, and we're just going to have a bit of the hood. Select just the inside. We don't need to be too precise with this now. Get rid of that. Oh, hello, Dan. And we'll link the two cloak layers together so I can move them around now. Look at that forehead. It's just massive, isn't it?
It's a big forehead.
It is massive. Okay. Feel like maybe a little bit bigger. It looks like I got a very extended head. Maybe we could squish the forehead down.
Kerry said it looks like you're going to drive a carrot through your ear.
What? Kerry, what are you smoking, mate? I ain't got no carrots. Okay, and then maybe on the inside. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, this is the first part of the process, and it is never pretty. So, I mean, you don't really want jeans, modern day Jedi, I suppose. And that hand as well. That is going to be tricky. This hand here, we can actually remove that. So let's chop that off. Are you giggling at?
I'm trying to paint Elo's ladybird and it's very patchy.
Alright. Okay, I just got my hand. So that's then coming out the bottom. It's not the most interesting pose. So I'm going to have to probably zoom it out. Okay, so there we go. We've got a hand. Ooh, got one idea. We could make this work. The image isn't ideal. So let's just do that. Brushing the trousers. I'll just draw a thing for the lightsaber for now. I mean, yeah, the image is a bit crap, so we could make this a real test of lighting skill, which would be insane. It will look insane. I've got something in my head that will look insane if I can even pull it off. Got no idea, but it would look so bloody good. So then we got the cloak. Gonna have to get rid of that bit. Okay, well, if it's a Star Wars poster, then you're going to have the Star Warsy bit at the top, aren't you? So you're going to have Star Wars. So we'll factor that in, you know, Star Wars, the Last Ginger or something. I don't know, whatever. That thing there. And then some rocks, or have them on some sort of surface. If I darken all this down, this is just call that crap for now, because that's exactly what it is. Let's get rid of the colour, because obviously that's awful. We'll just darken the curves. Could we darken that down and make like something silhouetted? And I need a sunset image. I'm going to try and get a beautiful... Yeah, maybe. Let's have a look. I'm just going to search Unsplash.
Star Wars and specs.
Beautiful. Yeah. I mean, not like all the time. But I need like an incredible sunset. In fact, Invato might have one as well. Yeah, that sunset image is going to be quite important. Kind of like the one I showed at the beginning. Ooh, that's nice. I need like an insane sunset.
Oh, man.
Hey! Burr, 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 burr. I don't know what that was. Oh. Or the other option is just generate a character with AI, so just a flat image of the character with like no lighting or anything, and then do all the Photoshop work to composite them into the scene. Which is still very difficult. Stunning work, Dansky. Rianne, it's a slow burn, all right? It's a slow burn. There's always a point when I do this sort of stuff, and it's kind of like terrible, 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 terrible. There you go. Right. And it's that sort of point, and I'm not close to that point yet. But once I get there, we'll be off. We'll be off. What happens if I type in Jedi? Is there another photo of someone dressed as a Jedi or something remotely close? It doesn't have to be me necessarily. I mean, ooh, what's this? Mysterious Grim Reaper Scythe Lady. I need like a full body shot, really. Ha! That is what I was after. And she's holding something. Oh, this is perfect. I'm saved. Right, we're not using me anymore. We're not using my ridiculous face. We're going to use this full-length view of woman in death costume aiming a gun at the camera. But that gun could very easily turn into a lightsaber. That is it. That's what I want. And she looks like that could be a Sith. That could easily be a Sith. Right, okay. Oh, panic over.
Oh my god.
Hmm?
That
What?
AI thing that Paul Dixon did, a view from his Halloween competition picture is amazing.
Oh yeah, it turned out so well, didn't it?
So cool.
Yeah. Humanity's doomed. We are all doomed.
We are doomed.
Oh, nice. Thank you, Kerry. Ooh, that second one. Don't mind if I do. Thank you, Governor. Oh my moosh, what have you done? Shit. This is your fault, Reese. You put the idea into everyone's head.
Oh my god.
Right, there we go. And that is the end result. So thank you for joining the stream. And
Amazing.
for that, the king in the north.
Meow,
Oh.
meow.
Oh my goodness, it's too much. It's too much. We ride! Yes!
Where's the catnip?
Oh, goodness me. Is it hot in here? I need a fan. We've hit fan weather time anymore. Right.
Oh, yeah.
We'll forget this. This will live in our memory for never. Right, Jedi. We'll keep that because that's a good reference. So, in fact, actually, I'll put that on my screen down here. Right, new document. Okay, what should we do? We'll go with A4. Nope, not letter. A4, there we go. 300 RGB for punchy color. I'll call it. Nope. Let's try that again. There we go. Oh, right. I feel better now. The character's the harder part, I think. Grey. Right, where is my hooded savior? Fantastic. I'm actually going to use the beta first of all. So let's open that one up. Because it's got insane selection potential with that new feature. So yeah, if you go to preferences, and then go to that one, cloud, you get like an insane selection result. What's Kerry done now?
Kerry says look on the Discord. Oh, the backgrounds.
Yeah, they're perfect. I've grabbed them. Thank you very much.
I feel like Kerry's behind on the stream.
Maybe we're behind.
Maybe.
Useful little trick. Quick export as PNG. Didn't know that for far too long. And that's now a PNG with transparency. And there we go. Now I can open this up. Copy, paste, call it Sith, smart object it. Oh, look at that. That is a flipping excellent cutout. Now, yes, the Sith is holding a handgun at the minute, but we're going to change that. Looks like a... Is that 1911 or something? Browning? Not sure. Proportion-wise, right. How big? Well, how big is Cal in that artwork? It's not the most exciting pose. I almost need... We need more... I don't know what I want.
Need more.
More! Cloak. Cloak on... Dark brown. Cloak on grey. Background. Yeah, so I think for this one, I'm going to have her standing there, completely expressionless, holding a lightsaber, but then I want the environment behind to be dramatic. So she's like the calm, and then behind is the storm, if that makes sense. There's chaos behind her. So I want the cloak whipping out to the side. Dark brown cloak blowing in the wind. Actually, no, I can do that myself.
Rianne said that her granddad's cousin co-wrote Star Wars Attack of the Clones.
Really?
So cool.
Oh my goodness. Attack of the Clones. God, that's going back a while. Right. Okay. So bring that up, put that behind.
You need to check the Discord.
I got so much work to do though.
No, okay.
What's happening?
Paul has done the best thing ever.
There we go. Look at that cape. You kind of you could. I mean, you could have it as more like wings, but we're gonna have it flare out like that in a slightly more dramatic fashion. I might. She's not quite central. So in terms of alignment, she looks like she's got more density with this arm on the right. So I'm actually going to try and balance that optically by having the cape come a little bit to the left. Which should try and balance it a little bit. And I'm also going to try and line that up there so it kind of flows through. We're not worrying about colour or anything now. It's a shame she's not got any legs. Although we could have... Is it cheeky to reuse that there? And just have like... it kind of flare out. I don't know. Actually, no, what am I doing? What am I doing? We'll just grab this. Puppet warp. Put some, whoops. Put some pins. Should let me bend it out there. Might not be the smoothest. It's not the worst. Or should I liquefy? No, maybe liquefy is better. Puppet warp and liquefy are amazing ways to kind of distort shapes of things. Right, let's try and do this properly. Just pull from the bottom first. So we're almost kind of trying to sculpt it a little bit without stretching it too much. You don't want to stretch it, it will look weird. So I'm going to push it in a bit, or just maybe move the whole thing out. Oh my goodness!
So cool, isn't it?
Wow, I never knew I needed an army of cats.
Do not need any more cats.
That is amazing. Who did that, Paul?
Yeah.
My goodness, Paul. Ooh, this is nice. Okay. Why have you changed it? Oh, why do companies change things that work really well? It's so annoying.
To annoy people.
It's so annoying. I'm using Visual Electric to generate some stuff. Let me just show you what I'm doing. And you used to be able to just have it up here and you could type what you want, but then they moved it down here. But then every time I generate something, then you could just keep clicking generate and it would generate more. But now, every time I generate something, it removes it. So dark brown cloak blowing in the wind on plain grey background. Now I've got to copy that because if I click on this, you see it just gets rid of it. Whereas normally in the past, you just keep clicking generate and it'll keep making more. But for some reason, it resets that now. Yeah, this is what I want. Oh, that's cool. Oh, maybe that's even better, actually. Although she's not holding anything, unless the lightsaber comes out of the cloak. Does that look? That might look a bit silly. Oh, there we go. Remix. Oh, I wonder if it will. Oh, maybe we'll have to say goodbye to our assassin. I just kind of want to have a character. I could search through Unsplash or Adobe Stock or whatever website to find a Jedi and a character that looks good. But I don't want any of the lighting done. I don't want any of the compositing done. So if I need to generate my own character on a... This is what I normally do, is generate it on a plain background. So I've still got to do all the work. I don't want to just generate it into the scene. Yeah, that one turned out quite well. That's definitely not a Sith, though. That's a Jedi for sure. I like the way it's blowing, though. How can I get a lightsaber into that image? Upscale 4 times. Could you have a lightsaber coming out of the cloak hole? Like a short one? Maybe she's an assassin with like a dagger, like a sai. You know, like a sai? Like a little dagger lightsaber?
Maybe.
I don't know if that's been done before. Could we do that?
I don't know, but I've done a ladybird.
What? Oh, that is adorable. That is very good. Yeah, we could have an assassin Jedi, maybe. That's a good question, Florin. We're trying a Star Wars poster. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I could use generative fill to create an opening and then add a hand. Like you can do it just by finding an image of a hand and a cloak, but it takes so long trying to find and source images. It'd be better off just generating a hand. This is a cool image. I'm just going to try one more thing before I go and use that. I love that image. Even the cloak, yeah. It's almost like generating a new Star Wars character. That's not what I wanted. What was the prompt? Okay, remix. Okay, right. Right. Female in dark brown cloak, blowing in the wind on a plane. Female with serious expression, because she's concerned about something. On a plain grey background. Yeah. And then I could probably get some rocks from Envato Elements. I need a good sunset. I mean, if I had more time, I would love to just get a robe and set up a green screen and do a photo of me as a Jedi, but I just, I'm not that organized. No, I need a full body shot. Okay, full body shot. Oh. It's called Visual Electric. It's very good for generating stock assets. Whilst I'm sure you could do more with it, generate art and all that stuff, that doesn't interest me. I just like being able to generate my own stock assets rather than just scrolling endlessly through websites and then not really getting what I'm looking for. Like if I like, for example, if I was searching for like very video gamey stuff, like a knight dressed up or a samurai or something like that, there's obviously you can find that on Adobe stock and whatever. But it's very specific and it's gonna be limited to an extent. That is freaking cool. Okay, that one on the right, I love that. It's going to be limited to an extent because it's very specific. Whereas here, I could spend a fraction of that time generating my own samurai and I can specify all the colors and the details. But I generate it on that plain background and you can ask it to have flat lighting. The reason you want the flat lighting even is so you can then go and add your own shadows and highlights and do the compositing yourself. So if you this is how I use AI anyway. I don't like it doing the creativity, but I like it being able to generate me the pieces and then I can assemble them how I want. That is so cool. I love that. That is an amazing image. I'm going to try a few more. That is exactly what I was hoping for. Even the expression on her face. And then the fact that that hits the edge, that's not a problem. We could fix that easy. Not sure where her arm is though. I'm guessing her arm's in the cape. And again, I don't know how we're going to get the lightsaber in. The hand is very close to the body. Unless the lightsaber is just jammed into the ground. She's put it on full power mode and turned off the lightsaber standby feature and she's just jammed it into the ground in defiance of something.
No more fighting.
No more fighting.
Yes.
And she's just stuck it in the ground like you'd stick a sword into the ground to claim some land or something. That would look pretty cool, actually. It'd be a bit different, wouldn't it?
Peace.
Like, surely with a lightsaber, you've got like, grip, turn it on and off. But there's got to be a setting where you can flick a switch and it's like always on. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
I'm gonna go with this one. I like that idea. I'm just gonna upscale it so it makes it bigger, and then hopefully I can get a decent version here. It doesn't alter it too much. Okay, right. This is cool. And then Envato elements. I need to generate some rocks. It's probably the easiest part of the process, to be honest. Rocks are so easy. Yes, there we go. The big challenge here is going to be the lighting. There's going to be very dramatic lighting, and that's going to be the hardest bit. But it's going to be super fun. Okay, right, I've got a bunch of rocks. And I've got a few sunsets as well. At least I thought I did. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, some of these are so nice. Okay, let's try it. I mean, she's got a bit of denim on there. We might have to just get rid of that. But that's pretty easy. Yeah, this is a cool image. I like that. Right, we're going to cut her out in the new version of Photoshop, the beta, because she's got hair and everything. Although, oh goodness. Oh, if I'm doing this actually, the hair is going to need dramatic lights on the hair as well. Which is a lot of fun sometimes. And I do cover that in my full Photoshop masterclass. Oh, nice little segue. Bing, 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 ding. But it's not easy at all. It's not easy by any means. Oh, whoops, that was just me being impatient. Flippin' heck. Alright, she's gonna be a Jedi. She's gonna be a Jedi. Quick export as Pete in. Oh, wait, no, I need the mask, don't I? So we'll save that as a PSD file. Jedi. There we go. Then open it up in this version. Smart object. And there we go. Yeah, this is way better. Right, let's just block out area for the text as well. So that is going to be where some text goes. She's going to be about there. What are you giggling at?
I'm curious, someone.
Oh my god! Oh no, that is me when I'm in my late 40s. Oh my god, that looks like Ray Winston a little bit. That is me mixed with Ray Winston.
Yeah.
Is it Ray Winston? You know the guy from The Gentleman on Netflix?
Cats that look there from Handmaid's Tale.
Yes, they are my handmaids. My big sausage.
Your cat maids.
Oh, that is actually no, that's really weird. That is really weird. You saying it's from Handmaid's Tale and me holding a giant sausage. That is so highly inappropriate.
That's amazing.
Are you guys making all these from those stupid images that I showed? Right. Kill the stream. Kill the stream. Oh dear me. Okay, right. Let's just try and generate a sunset anyway. Insane yellow and orange sunset. We'll see what it does. I got some images here, but yeah, so there's going to be some rocks down here, and then the lightsaber is going to be here. This is going to be stuck in the ground in Defiance, which is going to create a really nice lighting here as well, which is going to make things look interesting. And then down here. We just got some rocks.
What's Reese saying? Sorry.
I think the guilt is starting to set in at what he's unleashed with this stream.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we'll turn that off for now. And then we're going to have the sunset in the background. I think behind that, we're going to have... Just going to... Whoa, that's flipping awful. Not like that. Not like that. Brush ain't doing what I want. Anyway. Yeah, so mountains and stuff in the background. Right. I can hear the Discord be... Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to like mute the Discord or something. Okay, I need mountains. Right. Mountains there, mountains there. I'm going to try and use the gaming artwork as kind of inspiration. It's got to download a bunch of these now. Right. So we'll download that. Some mountains there. Some mountains there. Well, it's only taken about an hour, but we will get going in a minute. This will gather some momentum. Hopefully. Alright, we got a rock. Big spiky rock. What is he? What's the cat doing?
Yeah.
You're being an idiot, is he? It's just standard, really, isn't it? You being a silly goose, Crumble. Was it Rue? Oh yeah, definitely idiot, that one. It's definitely something gone wrong there. Oh, this could be good. This will be good for the robot. So I don't know how I'm going to generate a robot. We need to generate a robot somehow. Got some dirt and gravel. Big old boulder. Right, PSD. Download that. And then I've got this big chunk of rock. How am I gonna... Maybe that. That'll do. Okay, right. Let's get all these PSD files. I should be able to open these up and then just try and start building something out here. Right, we'll duplicate them into the main document. I flip it. This is why I love Envato Elements. It's so flipping good. So good. Where are you going to stand? I'll pop you there. Oh, hang on. Robot maybe go somewhere else if we have it. Lightsaber jammed into the stone. Bit of sword in the stone. Bit of Merlin there, or whatever that's from. Insert childhood movie.
Stone.
Doesn't matter that the rocks are all different either. We composite them together. That's like the easy bit. There we go. More mountains. I think a few of these are from like a similar set actually. So they might blend a bit easier. Maybe that'll go in the distance actually. So that could be like a big peak or something. In fact, where's the horizon line? Probably about here, isn't it? So those mountains. So we're kind of layering it, we're staggering it, so as you go further back. Maybe that one. Could even duplicate that. See what we can get away with. It's kind of similar sort of level. And then where's my sunset image? Yeah, they're good. They're very modern. I've got someone in Vato as well. Oh, maybe that one. This one's nice. If you've been suffering through this first hour with me, hopefully you're hopefully you're finding some enjoyment here. Yeah, you've got your image is really nice, Kerry. I love that one. Yeah. Right, we're gonna do some image prep first of all. So we are gonna get rid of a few things. This is a lovely image, actually. This is exactly what I was looking for. And I've got the other one from Kerry that I might be able to merge them together. Look at that beard! Thank you, Phil. I won't be shaving it again anytime soon.
Please, no.
Lest I receive hell from Poppy.
Love your beard.
Hey, Zentush. No, this isn't the kitchen table. This is my sort of home setup. Basically, the dining room. I think using the word setup is putting it very, making it sound much more grandiose than it is.
Still got your office though. Still got your office though.
Still got the office, yeah.
It's just like...
Oh, let's clip off the birds. I'll grab this. Oh, it's not me that does the beard, Phil. I've got a barber I see every 2 weeks, and he's a wizard. He shapes it beautifully. Yes.
more cost are needed.
Nice. If I could, even. Let's try. We'll try generative expand, actually. It might just fill in more of that sunset. That's a beautiful one. Love it. All right. Yeah, that's pretty nice. We'll ignore the floating mountains for now. Could always add more in the background. I like the horizon lines. Not quite right. Just... Yeah, maybe a little bit lower. And then... we'll generative expand it down as well, just to give myself a bit more. Generative expand is so flipping useful. Not just for this stuff, but if you're doing YouTube thumbnails and you've got portrait artwork and you need to stretch it out to landscape, you can just generate that extra space and then put your text over, and it's just, for thumbnails on YouTube, it's so bloody helpful. There we go. That's what I want, more just of that. In fact, actually, I should, because they're big areas, I should be able to upscale that. Yeah, and it will enhance the detail. If you do it on like small details, it just won't have enough to enhance it. But because this is quite large areas, it seems to be working. Right, now I just got to figure these rocks out. Lightsaber jammed into the rock. I like that. That's going to be really cool. And then I think round here, I just need some more rock. I think a photo would probably help here. I could just use 3D bits and build it out, but rocks. Let's have a look. Mountain rocks. Oh, this is cool. Yeah, I think, yeah, having photos as well is quite good because you get a bit more realism. Oh, this is good. This is a great photo. Right. Select the rock. Okay, this is doing a terrible job. Object select. There we go. It's just a case of usually finding which selection tool gives you the best result. Magic Wand's kind of outdated. Mountain rocks. Yeah, quick selection and object selection tool. Definitely the best. Yeah, these are great. They got lots of detail. And imagine if I was trying to build this out with just 3D elements. It's just so much more detail in here. And it's kind of staggered as well. So this is like, you've got your kind of close stuff here, medium stuff here, and then this is kind of your far distant stuff. And then I could even have another layer in the distance. Then we'll obscure that by fog as well. So let's just bring that down to make sure it's totally covered. Oh, this is gonna look so sick. Yeah, got to get the height right though. And we're just trying to cover all that grey. That one could be puppet warped a bit. So I could kind of use that to sculpt the mountain a little bit. Just so it's kind of like that symmetry on both sides. Not symmetry, but like they're sort of sloped inwards, and they're both kind of, the whole composition is shaped more towards. Let me turn my brush up. So we're kind of sloping inwards, pointing towards the subject. So it's kind of pulling that focus onto her in the middle. We got a slight gap there, but that's an easy fix. It's just these foreground rocks that need a bit
I
more.
don't think people are seeing what you're doing. I don't think people are seeing what you're doing.
What do you mean?
Raquel put, we're not seeing what you're doing.
Oh, flipping screen's frozen, obviously.
No.
No. Thank you. No.
There we go.
Thank you, Raquel. Yeah, screen obviously freezes. Doesn't let me know, which is always helpful. Yeah, so a little gap there. Rotate this around. A bit more there. So even these rocks, we're layering them up as well. And that's probably good enough for now. And this is how this sort of work starts. At least it's my process, you know, it doesn't start glamorous at all. What else have we got? That can go. More distant mountains. Yeah, we could keep them. I've just got to label them all now, so I'm going to have to separate the whole thing into different kind of distances. So I'm going to call this Foreground Rocks 1. Right, we'll call this Hero Rocks because they're like where the subject is. Yeah, Foreground Rocks 2. What comes after that? We'll put medium. Medium Rocks 1, just in case I add some more at some point. And then we've got Distant Rocks 1. Distant Rocks 2. And we've got Very Distant Rocks. Could even have some more actually. Kind of almost want these ones smaller because we're going further into the distance, so they kind of do need to be all the way back there. So the sizing and that has to kind of make sense. And then I could fill in some rock in there. In fact, let's get rid of our subject and our lightsaber. Let's just contort this one. Yeah. I mean, look at that. That's pretty rough. That's blended fine. Oh my goodness. Turn the Jedi back on. Yeah, you'd be none the wiser. More distant rocks, they're pretty easy. Right. Let's turn them off. I feel like compositionally that looks alright. What do you guys think? Maybe this rock should be just a bit more centered. And I'm going to distort it and flatten it a bit more. Kind of just like we did before, but in a slightly different way. The cape is blowing off to the left. So obviously the whole thing feels left-sided. A bit left-heavy. So the lightsaber kind of adding that on the right helps balance things out a bit more. Oh no. John started with the cheese.
Cheese segue time. Cheese segue.
Cheese segue. No. What type of cheese? Hang on. All right. What type of cheese? What type of cheese do you want, Pops? And give me
Parmesan.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
A brief summary of the history of Parmesan. Make it exciting. Okay. What has this even turned into? Oh, I'm not going to be able to pronounce this. I'm going to sound like an idiot now. Okay. It's like Parmigiano Reggiano. Parmesan isn't just cheese. It's a legendary flavour bomb with a backstory that dates back nearly 1,000 years to medieval Italy. Monks in the Parma and Reggio Emilia regions were the original creators, cooking up huge wheels of hard cheese that could age well and travel far, a real food innovation of its time. By the 1300s, Parmesan was so famous that it was mentioned in the Decameron by Boccaccio. I don't know what that is. Royalty loved it. Merchants traded it, and unlike many trends, it never faded, because nothing beats that umami-packed crunch of aged crystals. Fast forward to today, and real thing that I can't pronounce is still made using the same ancient method, protected by strict laws, and aged up to 36 months in massive wheels. It's not just cheese, it's time, tradition, and flavour you can shred on your pasta. Or you can eat it in chunks like the Italians do, with a bit of balsamic and a lot of pride. Insert cheese emoji, Italian flag emoji. Goodness me. If you've literally just joined right now, you'll be like, what the hell is happening? I clicked on Photoshop stream and he's talking about Parmesan. Anyway, foreground rocks. I'm just going to distort these a bit more into shape. Just trying to create some interesting angles. And we'll just generative expand that as well, because it's just going to be easier for now. I just want to get to the good stuff. Omelette du fromage. Did you actually?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Leah didn't eat any of it.
What?
Eli,
Send him to the gallows.
Half of Leah's.
It's appalling.
Oh
What's happened now?
this pulls on which side we're in.
I'm scared to even look. Rianne, look, Rianne, I don't know what's happened. I think something in the last few weeks has just gone a bit bonkers. It's all just... Yeah, if you've not been here for a couple streams, we apparently we now have a cheese segment. Because I don't even know how the hell that started, but it's a thing.
Everyone started turning you into a cheese.
Well, no, maybe that's it. We all just went a bit bonkers.
Ray, why are you there?
Why do you exist? Oh, that's better.
Oh, cheese.
I mean, I'll admit, it is very strange. But I haven't heard anyone complain about it. So I think this is like very much like we've all consented to this new cheese segment, you know? Oh yeah, there we go. That's a bit better. It's just the way it is, really. Just got to roll with these things. Right. That is going to look banging. Even though we're mixing all sorts of different rocks, hopefully by the time they're composited correctly, touch wood, you won't even know. So let's do a bit of that now. In fact, this is a really good... this is a really good practice for compositing. Yeah, this is going to be really good, actually. So first of all, when it comes to balancing we're going to do exposure first. We're going to strip out the color, hue saturation at the top. So we're just balancing the light and the dark areas. We don't want to think about anything else at the minute. We're not factoring in the crazy sunset or anything. So yeah, you can see here in this image, you've got a lot more dark and a lot more light, much more contrast. Whereas these rocks here, the 3D image, they're kind of washed out, lots of mid grays. So we've got to decide what we're going to balance to. I'm probably going to balance to the photo because that's got some nice lighting, a bit more range. So I'm going to balance that. I think the easiest way, actually, because I'm working with smart objects, we can actually add this directly to it. So we'll go curves. And click on the hand, and then I can grab the shadows, which is this dark part here, or even down here, and pull it down to darken those bits. Click on the lighter areas and drag it up. Now this is one way you can work directly on the canvas and you don't have to screw around with this line. You can just grab the points here if you know what you're doing. You see what I mean? So looking at these rocks here and this rock in the middle, see the difference? Looks washed out. Matches a lot closer. Yeah, so we want to find the darkest parts here, and the shadows on this one need to be as dark. So that's pretty good. Yeah, this is another 3D image. That's pretty much a similar story. So I'm going to alter option and drag the curves and copy them. You see the two rocks in the foreground now? They probably need a bit more, actually. Number one, yeah. So I'm going to grab the mids, those mid grays, and pull them down as well. And we'll do the same on the other one. Oh, what is that? Oh, yuck. What is that horrible outline? Oh, okay. If you do get this. It is a bit pixelated, but it's going to be out of focus, so it's not an issue. We're going to make that selection. Yeah, you can see the selection's outside that halo edge, that fringing as it's known. So we're going to bring the selection inside. We'll contract it by, oh, what does that look like? 6 pixels maybe? Yeah, there we go. Selection, we brought it inside. Delete the layer mask, reapply it, and it's a bit fluffy. Let's go. Let's see how it looks. Oh no, it's not too bad. If I zoom back out. Oh no, that'd be alright. That's fine. It'll be out of focus anyway, because the focus will be on the subject. So that is fine. And then mountains in the back, they're very medium grays to dark gray, but they don't have a lot of highlights in them. So we want to get curves on there. And we're going to drive up the highlights. You see what we're doing there? So that a lot of times this will look like an S curve. If you go for something like an S, a little bend, you're going to introduce more contrast. Bit darker. That's pretty good. And then just copy those settings onto any other rocks that are the same. Does this make sense, what we're doing here? Balancing the exposure. So we're not adding our shadows or anything. We're just kind of almost, by balancing the exposure on everything, you're just setting a level playing field to build on. And I missed this step for the longest time. I didn't even know about it, to be honest. And this is why, I mean, I cover this in my Photoshop First Class course, and that's for beginners to intermediate level, because it's just so fundamental. There's like an entire module on compositing by balancing exposure and color. Yeah, it's just so important. And then in the masterclass that's now launched, we go much deeper into it.
Oh, ding, 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 ding.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Does the info panel show the exact brightness of the pixel? Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. What's the info panel? We got the RGB values. Yeah, so with the hue saturation layer, I suppose it does. It's just not very easy to understand. So you see there, basically RGB, each of those 3 channels ranges from 0 to 255. 255 on all 3 channels is white, 0 on all 3 channels is black. If I turn this layer off, you're going to see the numbers go all over the place for different colors. So yes, if you imagine 0 and 255 at the either end of your scale, as you move the mouse over, so if here I'm, what, 114, that's nearly halfway. So that's kind of your medium gray. So yeah, you can, but it's not the most intuitive thing. Right, sunset. I like the sunset as it is, so I'm going to leave that alone for now. We'll come back to that. Right, rock color. What color do I want the rocks? Well, in the game artwork, they're like a reddish color, like a reddish rock. So I might actually be able to change these in the same adjustment layer, which is going to keep things cleaner. So I'm going to switch to the red channel and I'm going to push it. Actually, it doesn't need to be pushed much. And again, I'm matching to these rocks here, the photo in the foreground. That's really nice, actually. I like that. I've just got to copy that to all the other ones. Actually, that is exactly what I want. That is what I want. So I'm going to try and apply that to this now, somehow. I'm going to do that. We'll try curves. We'll see if we could do some of it with the red channel. Back to RGB. Darken it down. Red. Lift that up at the bottom. You see what it does there? It brings red into the shadows. So if we zoom in on this one here, you see these shadows? They're not actually black. If I sample, oh, I can't sample them with the adjustment layer. They're actually like a very, very, very dark red. So if I do something like that.
That's so strange.
Hey?
There's someone called Leonardo, and then right underneath there's someone called Eli.
No way. What?
That's both our kids' names.
Oh, Eli. Yeah, Eli's one of my students.
Aww.
Where's he gone? Where's Eli? Oh, there you are. Hey. How you doing? I think you probably can, Leonardo. You can, yeah, you probably could do it numerically. It's honestly something that I've not really explored. I've just kind of learned to do it more by eye. Okay, this one here, we're going to try and go into the red. We might have to punch it a bit harder because that is like a grey rock. And then if I jump into the other channels, we might have to push and pull it a little bit. A lot of times, to kind of push an image one way or the other, there you go, look at that. Grab the middle point from the red, green, and blue channels and push it diagonally either direction. So up and left or down and right. Obviously not like that. But you see I'm just moving it. Look at the difference there. We've gone grey. Curves is so stupidly powerful, and you can do all this in that one adjustment layer. This is insane. This is so good. Oh, I'm sorry. Are we boring you over there? Oh, so rude, honestly. That wasn't even a real yawn. That was like a you're so flipping boring. What are you saying? Just get out. Get out of my classroom.
Queen Poppy is bored.
Yeah, right. Whoever said that is they know you well. They're right on the money there. Yeah, look at the difference. You see this? This is curves and the red, green, and blue channels in that curves layer, and look at the difference there. Boom! It completely changes it. Do we add distance? I really want to get to the distance stuff. It's going to look so cool with a bit of fogginess. Oh, it's a bit cheeky though. That's really nice. Do I flip that? Yeah, there we go. We'll go with sunset. We'll get the sun just out of it. So, okay. Oh, we've missed the back ones. Oh, yeah, super easy though. Super easy. Right, that's enough heavy metal for me, I think. I've been listening to heavy metal for like the last hour and a half now, and my head is going to explode. She she gets bored when you talk about design. Well, I mean, it's funny, Rianne. Like even when I talk about this, a lot of this is me listening to my own voice, and so it is kind of like, do people find this? I kind of my inclination is to shut up and stop talking because it just feels weird. But I guess hopefully people actually find what I'm saying interesting. Or nobody gives a shit about design and they're just literally hip poppy, which is entirely possible. So,
We're here for
God.
food chats.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Turn your channel into a food channel.
Food chat, yeah. Lord of Castamere. Love this song. Do do do. Yeah. Okay, that'll do for now. That is pretty good. Right, let's get some distance in there. Hey Tom, how you doing, man? Oh, at least you're out, Eli. Waiting for bone marrow biopsy. Trying to stay busy. Yeah, that is the best way. Keep busy. Hopefully you're not in too much discomfort. I cannot get into class via Discord. No, the Discord is kind of separate. So if you need to log into the course, go to dansky.com. And then there's a login button on desktop on the top right, and you can log in, and that's kind of the portal to your dashboard. The Discord is kind of a separate thing. So Poppy, if you fire out the Discord link, please, love. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Okay, you just choosing not to reply.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Discord is like totally separate from me and the platform. It's a different thing. But if you sign up there, once you've signed up, Eli, to the Discord and you've joined, send me a message or just write something in chat, and I'll get you set up with your members access, because you'll be able to see some additional channels. And they're things like Photoshop questions and stuff. So if you have questions, you can fire them in there, and me and other people can help.
Just be aware that the Discord is a little bit strange.
Huh?
Just be aware that the Discord is a little bit strange.
We are all a bit strange, yeah. We're a funny old bunch. But I live in the Discord like every day. So if you have questions, the Discord is probably the fastest way to get hold of me, or everyone else is really helpful as well.
We accept all the crazy.
Driving my way to the crazy train. Excellent. Unhinged, yeah. Psychologically unstable.
Basically like a mental asylum
Yeah.
group meeting thing.
Online group meeting. Oh dear, yeah. It's like where all the misfits get together. Do you have a few minutes for Illustrator today? If you want something specific, I could jump in very, very quickly. Yeah, I'm just conscious I got a lot of work to do, Leonardo, as much as I love your name, and it's the same as my son's, which is excellent. I got a lot of work to do, but if it's something you want me to demonstrate, just give me a shout and I'll have a go. Yeah, I'm on Discord being abused, usually. Everyone just abuses me. Right, I want this... On that note, I'm going to make the sunset red. I wonder if we could do that with curves as well, actually. I didn't use curves for a long time, but it's so powerful. Yeah.
Look,
Yeah,
it's a real
stop
yawn.
trying to get
I'm
attention, all right?
tired.
So
It
rude.
was a late night last night.
It was. Oh, that. Oh, yeah. That looks nice. I don't know if I've overdone it a bit. Oh, that looks so cool. Yeah, and just a piece of advice for anyone who trying this sort of work is you will think your work looks crap in the beginning, and it probably does. This is how I start every project, so don't worry about it. Just keep going. There's projects that I finished that took me like ages, and I nearly gave up on them. If you've seen the wolf example from Dark Souls I showed you before, that is a perfect example. Yeah, this is going well so far. So we still got our Jedi. This is going to look... As long as I can pull it off, the highlights are going to be really hard, but it's going to look so sick if I can do it. Right, I'm going to jump a bit ahead now, and I'm going to try and add the fog between each layer because that will create the distance. So kind of doing the fundamental stuff that's going to have a big impact on the scene first, because this is going to be like a layered, staggered design with a lot of distance. We're going to attack this one first, and we're going to get this sorted. So, solid color adjustment layer. Flow at 5%. We're going to go with a super soft brush. Start brushing that in. We're going to do the same. Distant rocks we've got back there. So we're going to duplicate this. We're going to brush it in even thicker over there. And then we're going to do the same for the... So each kind of distance, each group of rocks have got their own layer. And we're just brushing it in more. You see the difference? So it's kind of gradually sort of making everything feel more distant. And it blends it into the background nicely as well. Hero rocks will have some, but they will be more in the foreground. So I'll probably do them separately, because the character will have some as well. Yeah. Have I done the... Have I chose the right color, though? That's the thing. Not sure. So, distant rocks. Distant rocks. Okay. Could use curves again. Do that. Maybe it does sort of obscure it a bit. Let's try and keep all of this organized. Medium rocks. Yeah, so you can see the difference that does. It just kind of layers the whole thing a lot more. Right, Jedi next. So let's go in here. We got some denim, so we're gonna have to place that somehow. Don't even know what you'd write there. Jedi trousers. Try that. Swimming in Fanta. Yeah, oh no, that's a really good point. Slightly dustier orange. I'll try that. Do you think once you have a thought for design but your skills are not experienced enough to draw it out on paper or computer, I want to use AI generated images if I can enter my imagination too? Yeah, so you might have missed it earlier. I was saying earlier that I used to use a lot of, that's okay, that's good, a lot of stock images, but I just found that I was kind of trawling through loads of images. Jedi trousers with belt. Oh no, she's got a belt. What am I doing? There we go. That'll do. Yeah, and I use AI to generate my stock assets. So this character here is AI generated. So I'm not trawling through stock sites looking for a Jedi, which is obviously a very specific thing anyway. I can generate what I want, but I don't want it doing the work. I don't want the AI to just generate me an entire scene because that's just boring and I learn nothing. Do you know what I mean? Thank you, Pixel Fun Gaming. We're getting there. You know, there's no skill, and the thing is, the skills that you learn from doing this can be applied to all sorts of stuff. You know, whereas with using AI to generate entire works of art, I use that term loosely, you don't learn anything. You know, the AI goes, you've not really got any skills. Poppy could have been the Jedi.
I am a Jedi.
Jedi Poppy.
The Queen, what's her name? Queen Letitia or something.
That was the name that came to my head. Who is Queen Letitia? Is that a music artist or something? Letitia.
But who's the queen in Star Wars? Isabel, isn't it?
Leia, Princess Leia. It's not. Is there a queen in Star Wars? I don't know. Right. Any problem? It's a big problem. Yeah, you can when we're talking about balancing exposure, you see the problem now? I got to put my Jedi, because I've added the fog earlier than I normally would. I normally would add that at the end, but I kind of just added it in to kind of see how it would look with that staggering, and I was going to desaturate it, wasn't I? Very good, Rian. Very good, very good. More dustier fog. Let's try that. Oh, yeah. Very nice. Yes, and then the sunset is still punchy. That's cool. And there would be some blur as well, actually. So, oh, it's weird doing it this way. Yeah, I'm almost doing it like this isn't my normal process. but because I think 80% of the work is going to be on the character, this stuff is just like, yeah. All right, let's just throw some blur in and we'll see what it looks like. So again, we don't want to. We want this to look realistic. So we're thinking about the different groups in the distance. So if I go, if I were to go 15 on the foreground, so it's super close to the camera, like that. And then this one here, the medium rocks, they're behind the subject. So if the subject is going to be 0 blur, these might be. Yeah, see, that looks fake. That looks too silly. Yeah, maybe 4. 4? We'll try that. Can always change it. Distant rocks. Okay, so we're going further back now. So maybe these are 10. Nope, too much. 8. 7. So we'll do all of them at 7. So we're just going to re-add the same blur value. And then the ones in the very, very distance, all the way at the back, they could be like, I don't know if they're too blurred, they do just like, by the time you get to that point, you can't really make out what it is. Alright, yeah, it's almost too blurred. I think I've probably started a bit too heavy. Alright, we'll go 6 at the back. And then these ones I'm going to have to kind of walk it back a little bit. So the distant ones, maybe they're 4. The medium one, maybe that's 2 or 3. And maybe the ones, what's that there? The ones really close to the camera, maybe that's 5. And then obviously the one in the middle is 0. Yeah, so we don't go too heavy on the blur because it can look really fake and rubbish. The ones in the distance, I wonder if they're quite obscure. Maybe I could make them bigger. Can I stretch that? I probably would get away with stretching them, you know, and distorting them. Have a few there, and then we'll duplicate that. We could lazily repeat these. Ain't nobody gonna notice. Oh, actually, that does look very obvious. Okay, we'll flip it around again. Oh, whoops. I duplicated both of them. Shilidan. Yeah, I want everything to be darker as well. So I guess could try and put all the rocks. I'm going to call this landscape because then I can darken everything in one go. Yeah. Yeah, that's not too bad. Image match color. Oh, it's just no good. You go to image, you've got match color there, but it doesn't work on smart objects. So immediately you're working with raster stuff. And I don't want to rasterize anything early in the process. Yeah, bit more of that in there. And then the Jedi. So obviously the exposure is totally wonky there. So we're going to do curves. Remember, we're matching the dark areas and the lighter areas. So I'm bringing this point up here because if I don't, you see all the detail gets lost. I want that cloth detail to be in there. Got to be careful though. Look at the face. See what's happened there? If I've gone a bit too crazy. You start to get some weird discoloration in the face. So there is like a fine line. We've got to very carefully toe. And ideally, yeah, I've got to turn these fog layers off because the fog layers, I don't want to balance to that. I just kind of threw them on to see how it would look. So this is kind of what it looks like because I haven't actually balanced the character yet. So I've probably gone a little bit high there. That hair cutout is amazing. Photoshop absolutely nailed that. Yeah, that feels better. That feels better. I think well, obviously with shadowing, this is going to make things look a lot better as well. Right, I need a lightsaber. I wonder if Invato's got a lightsaber.
It's raining.
Hey?
It's raining.
What, here?
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Rain.
Tipping it down, cats and dogs.
All right, Governor. Lightsaber on plain grey background. See if we can get a decent looking one. Dana Elaine Owens.
She has a great voice, isn't it?
I think it's free for like a few generations, but I think I used up all my credits in like 5 seconds. So I would probably say not really. Um, I'm not familiar with Material 3 icon template, I'm afraid. Oh, this isn't... Yeah, I kind of need an above lightsaber. I mean, I could make one in 3D. I could go in Dimensional Blender and make one, but that's not really where I want to spend the bulk of my time. I want to spend it on the actual lighting. There we go. That's a bit better. The lighting bit is going to be the hard bit. Okay, what was that? Flat. Yeah. This could be a good one. I could get the angle on that. No. No, there was only like a toy one, Rianne, unfortunately. But this one, I think this will match the angle. There you go. And it's got the correct angle as well, so it's kind of tilting away from the camera, which is exactly what I want. Although I'm gonna do this in beta because it's just gonna give me a better cutout. I need this feature to come across like yesterday. It's just too good. Select subject. Just thinking about it. Yeah, there we go. Lightsaber. You're right over there. And she's lost it. Poppy's gone a bit too lally. Right. Alright, smart object. Yeah, so just to reiterate what I said earlier, we're like 2 hours into this and it's not even close to being anywhere yet. Right. Lightsaber jammed into the rock in defiance. Angle looks good. It's got to get the length right. And the angle. Don't want a wonky handle. Is that straight? That's too tall. And it's going into the rock as well, so there's a bit we're not seeing. So, there we go. There we go. There we go. It's just very, very crudely and quickly just blast that in there. We don't need to add glow or anything. We're not even close to that yet. This bit here doesn't really matter. Just do a bit of that. There you go. Size. I think the size is alright. Maybe a tiny bit too big. And then we'll have the glow around the lightsaber as well. Oh, oh, it's definitely got potential, but my goodness, we got some work ahead. This is where you learn the most, though. This isn't really complicated. We just got like obviously lots of different rocks, but essentially rock, character, weapon, and sky. Four main components. So when you're trying to learn this stuff and get better at compositing, just do it with two images. Practice two images, two images, two images. Because if you can't composite two images together and balance exposure and color in that correctly, what's the point in doing 10? Do you know what I mean? So please, please, please get the fundamentals down first. Right, this one's a bit weird here because that blur does extend forward as well. So I'm actually going to remove it there. Yeah, these bits of rock here are actually in front. So I'm getting rid of the blur. I knew something felt off. There we go. Much better. That looks better, yeah. Yeah, honestly, Pixel Fun Gaming, like I did this wrong for years. It's only the last 5 years that I've really like leveled up my photo manipulation game. And it's because I was doing it wrong for years. And didn't practice this sort of stuff a lot. The dark saber. I do like trying to explore duality in a lot of my work. So I do like the idea of good and evil and whatever. So maybe there is a way that, the light's coming from here, blue lightsaber, good side, add some shadows here and make this go crazy on the shadows, red eye there, good versus evil, that kind of stuff. Although before I go any further, I've got to fix that because that's going to be a problem. In fact, we might be able to just... I could go and find some... Oh, actually, hang on. No, not you. Where's me cloaks? There we go. Let's see if we can grab one of these. Maybe that one. Although it's... It's kind of whipping up a little bit. Just trying to imagine how it's going to look. Maybe this one. This is why I love this platform. I can just generate pieces of material. Nah, this all comes off the side. That. Oh, that's. I could cut a piece of there actually. We'll try that one. Yeah, if I can get it to fit, this would be good. Oh, whoops. Oh no, hang on. I've got to generate that into the Jedi image, so I'm gonna have to give myself some more space here. Whoops. Yeah, so typically I'll try and build the actual character inside its own smart object. Now I'm scaling this up and it's going to pixelate, but the character is actually quite small. So if I save that now, it looks alright at the actual size. So we just got to try and blend that. So it's pinching there around the brooch. It's just the end I need, really. I quite like a lot of this. Let's just see if generative fill will stick a piece of cloak on the end. Oh yeah, maybe Carrie. Skywalker. Yeah, oh yes. Maybe Carrie. Oh, this might do a good job as well. Yeah, yeah. I could copy the bottom, but the problem is it's so prominent it might look copied. So something like this might be a lot quicker and easier. I mean, I could go and get some material and screw around with it for ages, but it's just not not very fun. It's just getting the right shape as well. That's not bad. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Oh, that's even better, I think. So hard trying to figure it out. It's added obviously the grey from the background, but that's fine. I can easily cut around that. Fact. Let's go select subject. Yeah. Easy peasy. And then we just got to remove a cloak from the original. There we go. We got a new cloak. And then we could go and grab, as Kerry said, puppet warp. And what we're going to do is we're going to put some pins here because this is where it joins, so we don't want to mess that up. That 100% needs to stay in the same spot. And then this bit here, I can choose how I want it to blow around. Pull that up first. Maybe liquefy. It's usually one or the other. Ah, yeah, that's better. I think that looks cool. Maybe a bit of a curve in everything. We could even then combine all of this and then puppet warp the whole thing. We got to get this like 100% before doing any compositing. Not compositing, sorry, yeah, like lighting and shading. Because if you start doing that and you haven't even got this right, you're gonna have to redo lighting because you're moving the character. That looks a bit weird. Maybe liquefy again. We'll try it. You alright?
Yeah, I just have an urge to make some noise.
You just want to make some noise?
Yeah.
You're a funny little cupcake, aren't you?
The cold's gonna be here soon.
The cold's gonna be here soon.
Mm.
And then the chaos begins.
It's alright, we're gonna go out.
Oh, are you?
Just me and Cole.
Where you going? Oh, nice. Wait. You're leaving me with them. The children. How could you? Wait, hang on. You're going out for food. I'm doing you a jacket potato. You don't. Are you rejecting my potato?
Give it to the boys. They'll love
That
it.
is. You're a terrible person.
No, I'm not. They'll love it.
No, I'm not.
Sagittarius.
No, I'm not. They'll love it. No. You're mistaken. I'm a great person.
Yeah, Gert wings.
Who said that? Is that Carrie again? Shit, my hard drive's full.
Oh no.
That's no good. That's gonna cause all sorts of chaos.
You are chaos.
I am.
Oh.
Hello. Hello, kitty cat. Sample all layers. Right, let's just try and grab that grey bit. Because that's got to go. That's horrible. Yeah, there we go. Need another grey layer. Having a coloured layer just makes it really easy to see everything. So all your mistakes will show up here. Make it even darker, actually. Yeah, you gotta watch out for all this stuff. Sometimes you can get away with it if you've got a busy background, but it's just better to tidy it up. And we're just going to run that edge with my brush tool. Right, so that should be good, hopefully. Please be good. Oh, hello. What are you doing up there? Okay, we've got like a better capey cloak thing there. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Oh yeah, this is going to look so cool. Right, so let me just check. Black and white. Is everything balanced? No, not really. I think I've got to drop those. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's a little bit better. And color. Yeah, she's got a brown cloak on, so Jedi. Ah, bugger. My clipping mask wasn't on. Whoops. I had a rogue clipping mask and I was adjusting to that. Okay, yeah, this one. Let's get rid of that first. Right, there we go.
Bless you.
Oh my goodness. Excuse me. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's definitely a tricky one. Let's try. Oh, hang on. Could actually add the red curves. Keep that black and white layer at the top just so you can always turn it off and on and check.
Your potato timer is up.
Oh. Alexa, stop.
Potato.
Your potato timer is up. The gap in it looks a bit odd and distracting, but that's just me. Huh. The movement of the other... Oh, what? Do you mean one of the other picks for the cloak? Because... where were they? Yeah, I had a bunch of different cloaks. Oh, yeah. I sort of see what you mean. It kind of tapers off to a point. You kind of need it to flap around a bit more. This is one of those ones where I could very easily start adding lighting effects now, and it would make it look awful. Because you're going to have bright lights over here, and... Alright, let's do an alternate Jedi. We'll do a copy of the smart object. Shut up. Flipping goose. Right. Can you stop being a beautiful distraction, please?
I'm bored.
No shit! Turn to fill cloak. Right, we'll take your advice, Riam. You got a good eye for these things. These design shenanigans, so we're going to give it another go.
I've got a gift for Rianne.
Have you?
Yeah. I need to message her.
It was the other stock generator you were using. They had much more movement. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one, apart from the end. Whoops. Flowing cloak, yeah. No, no, no. Not what I had in mind. I need a mini cloak on the end of my cloak. That looks better. That looks better. I'll do a few more generations. I'm not... Yeah, I could go back and do AI and spend ages on that. What I really want to get to with this piece, which is going to be the hardest bit and the bit where I'm probably going to learn the most, is the lighting. The shadows, highlights, the lighting of the lightsaber, the dramatic sunset effects. I'm kind of keen to get to that bit because I know that's going to be the hardest and where I'm going to probably learn the most. And it's going to have the biggest impact as well. So I just kind of want to, rather than screwing around with cloak for hours, that's a nice one. I'm just trying to get to the good bit, if I'm honest. What about a gift for me for putting down in this stressful situation? Hey, Betsalil. Wait,
Harry, we'll get you Gert Wings. Come meet us for Gert Wings.
What do you get? Wait, have you actually got something for Rianne?
Yeah.
What are you sending her? Don't give it, Rianne. Don't give out your address. It's a big mistake. What was it? I've forgotten.
You have to wait and see.
I'm not going to see it. You're sending it to Rianne.
Oh yeah, but I'll show you.
You're what? You'll tell me or show me? I'll tell you. I'll tell you. I know, speech.
I saw it and I was like, that's for real.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Oh,
No, I thought I had a memory.
you probably did.
Can you show me?
Sure.
Yeah, come and show me. It means you've got to walk over here.
That's fine.
You've got to bring your
I'll
little...
have legs.
I have legs. I can move. I have a memory, but I don't know if it's...
I'll get some bits to Rianne.
Oh my god! That is...
She'll have
Yes.
to share it in the Discord when she gets it.
That's great. That's fantastic, that is. How's this looking, Rianne? What do you reckon? Better speed cape? Just gonna make this lighter. Oh, this grey background makes things so much easier just to see what you're doing.
Tipping it down now.
Oh, it's chipping it down, isn't it? All right, governor. Oh, that potato has been in the oven for like 3 hours. It's still got another. It's got like another 40 minutes yet with a chili con carne that's going with it. But I haven't even bought the chili yet. I'm so conflicted now. I want to carry on with this, but that potato is like I can hear it singing to me.
What?
Yeah, it's calling me home. I'm having too much fun. I've been sat in this chair and I haven't moved for 2.5 hours. I could sit here all night if I had to, and I didn't have actual things to do. I could sit here all night, and you could just like funnel goat wings into my face. So good, like a train. Choo choo. Give me that fried chicken. All right, we're getting there. We are getting there. Oh, I love brushing manually. You get a good edge. See the hardness, I've bumped it up as well to 50. Go for like, normally I go for like 70 to 80%. You get a much more realistic edge. Every time you laugh, it induces paranoia. And I hold everybody responsible.
Rianne, but it better not be that lonely Costa cinnamon bun that's been there for months.
Yeah, it's just gonna turn up with like a bit of mold on the side. Oh, that would be hilarious. That's such a good idea. I sent one of my subscribers a moldy cinnamon bun. Oh, really? What happened? She sued me.
Okay, it's sent. Yeah, I mean, it'll arrive tomorrow or something.
Press R, Dan. Ooh, fantastic name there, sir. R on the keyboard for the rotate tool. And then you can reset the view or double click the tool to reset the rotation. It just makes, when you're using a stylus, it makes just brushing a little bit easier. Sometimes it's got to be easier brushing in one direction or at a slightly different angle. Oh, right. I got to think I'm going to do this now. This is the reference that I'm using, by the way. I feel like... Yeah, I feel like there is a cataclysmic mistake that I've made. It all needs to be lower. I'm going to squish everything down. This might not work, actually, but... I mean, we've not got to the lighting and shadows yet either. Like that will make things look a lot better because the stuff in the foreground will be quite dark. And let's make the blur more subtle. Three. Oh, I know what it's missing. I know what it's missing. We've got lots of mountains, but we need like something in the distance, like another mountain, but like a big mountain, a more mountainy mountain. Yeah. Like a volcano or something excellent. Let's look up mountain. Ooh, this... Oh, it's a bloody video. Well, that would have been a good image. Yeah, we need like a proper mountain. Oh, that's perfect. Grab this one. There we go. Just like that, we got ourselves a mountain.
Oh, miss the eye of the mountain.
Please get good wings into my face, yo. Right. Yeah, let's send it right to the back. The most distant of distant mountains. Smart object. Oh, good. I've got some hard drive space back now. That is a relief. Okay. do hope this looks okay. I'm going to try and hide it behind the character, so the join. I think that might look alright. We might get away with that. Let's copy the curves and see. I think because it's a very different color, what I might do is, do I colorize it? It's going to look a bit rubbish. Okay, let's go into the red. Bit of blue. Doesn't really do a lot. These ones I might have to try something a bit different, because they've got a lot more white on them. So do I need to go and add more red into the highlights and then play around with the blue in the highlights? Maybe. Then add red there, but then actually adjust the main curves as well. Yeah, there we go. There you go. Blue. Yeah, you see what I mean? Such a powerful adjustment there. Good enough for now, anyway. Copy. There will be loads of shadows and stuff. Yeah, here he's high up though. I like the, although I suppose mine is different, so we're not trying to just recreate the same thing. A cheeky mountain goat. Yeah, normally I would use color balance, but because I had lots of rocks down the bottom and I just wanted to make them more like, I don't know what the rock's called, like a red rock. It's not sandstone, is it? I don't know, like red, orange, desolate, Tatooine rock, whatever it is. Color balance curves made it quite easy when I was doing the balancing the exposure. Just after I kind of added the messed around with the red channel, and that balanced them all. Like this one here, you see I went from grey to that, so that was the one I went with in the end. Let's just try turning off some rocks, because it might be that I put too much in. And I think the blur as well, actually. The blur's throwing me off. It's way too strong. Yeah, that's way better. Let's make it a bit bigger. This is why it's good to walk before you can run. Like even the fundamental stuff, I'm still moving it around. Put that there. Yeah, that looks cool. You see, by just kind of adjusting the height as well, you're kind of completely changing the whole thing. Oh, do I want to get rid of these? I mean, the foreground rocks, to be fair, are a little bit of an extra. We could stretch that and shrink it. Well, maybe actually. Maybe slightly, not that much, but slightly flatter. And then, where's she gone? Where are you gone? Jedi, down you come. Hey, she's floating. That would be kind of cool. That would be insane. And if I jumped ahead and done that, oh, this rock's a bit thin now though. If I jumped ahead and done the, actually I got an idea. Yeah, if I'd have jumped ahead and done all this stuff, done all the shadows and the lighting, I would have such a problem now. Because if I'd ran too far ahead and done all that, I would have to go back now and redo the whole damn thing. That would be annoying. Right, so let's squish that down and then see if we can pull this out to the side. That. And then Jedi, come down. And then lightsaber. Come on. Oh, it does look really cool. And then up here, you're going to have the Star Wars and whatever of the name of this ends up being. And the character herself is still central. So if I were to drag a guide out to like the halfway point, you can see the character is central. And the cloak throws the alignment off to the left. And then the lightsaber rebalances it to the right. And that's kind of optical alignment in play. When we add shadows and have the sun coming over here and the shadows on the rock, and it's just going to look flipping awesome. I think I'm going to turn the blur off for now, actually. It's kind of throwing me a little bit. Yeah, that's a really solid starting point. I'm happy with that. The only problem is now I have to eat and acknowledge the children. Okay, how are we going to do this? Oh, yeah, this next bit's going to be quite hard. So the orange light is going to be blasting from this side the most. So the first step's going to be shadows. Subject's still quite dark, but I'm going to roll with it for now. We'll see how it turns out. So, here are rocks. I'm going to go curves. You can use curves or exposure. Either of those work really well. We're going to go as dark as the darkest part of the shadow that we're about to add. And I'm going to add this above the group. Clip it to the group, and then I'm going to add this to this one as well. And then I'm going to add it to, where are you? Distant rocks. Very distant rocks does not even exist anymore. Very distant rocks is a thing of the past. So, what we're going to do now is, we'll start with distant rocks. We're going to go soft brush. This one here. Flow. Nice and low. Soft brush. Black. And we're just going to brush in where the light is going to be hitting. So it's coming from that right direction. This is where it's coming into contact and shining on. So a lot of it's going to be kind of covered in shadow. Could bump the flow up a bit. And then we're going to try medium rocks. So remember, that's these ones here. Where else? Over there. So this bit's going to be catching. Part over here might be catching. And then as you go down here, it's kind of that light is falling off a little bit. Anything there? Nope. Here? Yeah, so this rock, this part of the rock, might be catching a bit of a highlight there. And this is why I'm using a super low value for the flow, just so I can gradually build it up. That bit of rock there, see there, it's kind of pointing in the direction of where the light is. Is that you?
Hmm?
Is that you?
No.
And then hero rocks. So we're going to have some light there for sure. Probably catching there as well. Definitely there. A bit on the side. It's going to spill over a bit more. This side here is going to have some light on that surface, and it's going to kind of drop off to the left side. The light ain't going to reach this bit here. Sorry, that's just the way it is. And we could use a really low flow brush and just do like a one pass over the top just to lighten everything up. If we need to add more shadows down here, we can do that. But with lighting, you want to start very slow and gradual. Because if you go in with 100%, I did this, and you go, oh yeah, I'm going to just brush in my highlights like that. It's just going to look terrible. So you want to build it up really slow. So start with a low value and then just build it up from there. So kind of that's before, and then this is where we've started, and this is just a starting point. I don't get it right first time. Still got our little fog layers as well. They look a little bit orangey. Yeah, I think you said before, Rianne, they needed more of like a dust color. Maybe a
Is your potato okay?
I don't actually know anymore. Is your potato okay? Got no idea. Yeah, I mean, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to turn the oven off. It's just going to be like a black potato. Poor thing. Calls coming now. Hey, Gaurav. How you doing, man? Long time no see. Yeah, I mean, we could do that. Floating Jedi. She's kind of got the feet for it, and I could point them a bit more down. And the lightsaber could be kind of perfectly vertical right alongside her. What do you reckon? Have her on the rock with the lightsaber jammed into the rock in defiance of I'm not doing this shit anymore, or have her and the lightsaber both floating off the rock, because that is going to dictate the shadows quite heavily. So we could have her up there and then have the lightsaber literally hand height right next to her hand, but not doing anything. Or have it somewhere. Or you could have a double-ended lightsaber and have the lightsaber anywhere, actually. You could have it wherever you wanted. Obviously, there's no hand there. But you could have it telekinesis, telekinetically doing something. I don't know. Yeah, we're not going to get to lighting yet. Lighting is like the icing on the cake at the end. If I jump to lighting now, I'll ruin it. I've got to build it up. More standing than floating. Exactly, yeah. The dust, all that stuff is going to just... And the mist and all that stuff is just going to look amazing in the end. Like, yeah, I've just got to be careful because it's easy for me to screw up my own process by wanting to jump ahead. So, like, one thing that I will end up doing further down the line is kind of having the light sort of coming over here like this, and it's going to make parts of the background obscure, and it'll be built up, and it's going to look amazing. But if I start jumping to that now, which is kind of what I want to do, really, I'll screw it up, and that's what I used to do. So right now I'm literally working on the shadows and the lighting, and so what I could do now is what have I done? Okay, so I've balanced and corrected the color on the Jedi. Now I'm going to add a second curves one, and this is going to be the shadows, and that is just like what I did on the rocks. Whoops. So we're going to go for the darkest shadow, which is probably actually too dark. When I say darkest shadow, I'm trying to match to the rest of the image. So we'll start there. Right, do a little bit more, and then I'm going to have to go and get some food, see my kids, say farewell to Poppy. I know, obligations in life. Ugh. But important things to do it. Right, we need to make that darker, I think.
Do you have PT tomorrow?
Yes, 8:30 in the morning. And then, right, let's go and start brushing in the highlights. So this is kind of the light that's coming from that sunset, spilling over onto the subject. We've got the wrinkles in the cloth as well, so the light's going to be streaking up parts of there. That's how we're going to help retain a lot of that definition as well. Before and after. See the difference there? So we're keeping that detail. Down here on the hand. And these will end up being stunning orange highlights in the end from the sun. But right now we're just kind of just figuring it out, really. Figuring out where the lighting should go to look decent. So this part, okay, there's not a lot of that's a weird bit. All right, let's correct that. There we go. Don't want that to be wrong before we start adding in all these highlights. Otherwise, we're going to be redoing them. Okay. If we need to add lighting as well, we can do that. So I can brush along here as well to bring out those creases and those details. We've got the hair. We'll leave that for now. Got the face. The neck. Down the nose. So here we got this part of the lip, whatever that's called, that little bit there, the ridge. Yeah, it's quite dark. If it's a bit dark, what I can do is once I've got them in place, I can then just bring it back up a bit. See the difference there? Before, after. And I could still go back in and just run my brush along those creases, and it just brings out the details a little bit. Otherwise they get lost. Kind of a bit of a cheat code to bring out otherwise lost details. Go before, after. And this is the work we've done on the adjustment layer. So that's what it looks like all dark. And then just adding a few highlights in a few key places. The orange ones are going to be even better. We could add a shadow under her feet. Without adding shadows, it always looks weird. So you could go curves or exposure. I like a good exposure personally. So nice and dark. First of all, we've got the contact shadows. These are those shadows where the object, or the feet in this case, come into contact with the surface they're on. They're very close and very pronounced. So you don't want them, you don't want these to be like this or like that. You definitely don't want to do that. Real tight to the thing. There's your before and your after. So those are the contact shadows, and then we need another one for, what are these for? Just kind of softer shadows. If they're on separate layers, I'm doing it gradually, but I'm also building it up slowly, and I can then edit them independently. So these are now going to be soft shadows. So the light's coming from behind. So it's casting a shadow here. And it's softer the further you get away from the subject. So I'm going to build it up around this area. Brush stroke, brush stroke. You see the difference there? Now this isn't even fully refined, but if I turn these off and on, oh my goodness. You can see the difference that makes. So I like to throw in some basic shadows just to start with, because it kind of helps make everything look just a little bit more realistic. And there's some cloak here as well. So I'm again gonna do another one. Drop my brush down, so it's a bit more of an elliptical shape, and just brush that in there. That's way too harsh. And that is just literally for the cape that's close to the floor. And then if it's too dark, you just dial it back. So you see here, before, after. So this isn't a two-dimensional scene. We're actually thinking about this in a 3D sense. Where is light going to be reaching? In fact, I've not even done our toes, have I? And you'll miss things as well. This is what I do all the time. You miss things. You'll come back to it and you'll miss the most obvious bits of lighting and stuff. It's just part of the process. It's never a straight line. It's back, forwards, up, down, left, right, all over the place. Yeah, it's coming together quite nicely, actually. Once we start adding in those beautiful, like, orange highlights and they start going around the sides of the subject, it's just going to look insane. Oh, so cool. There is a little bit of a mismatch with the rock, but I think once I start adding in the fog layers, I think that is going to kind of not be so much of an issue. Yeah, so that's what it looks like there. medium rocks. Let's just see if we can add this. We'll see if we can make it look decent. Oh, this might actually work. So that orange, I'm kind of using it to add light from the sunset. It's just going to give everything a nice little orange tinge. Especially in the background there. And then one for the hero rocks. Let's give it a wash over. There we go, just a nice big sweep. A little bit here. Where's that? Maybe that top bit there. Yeah, don't want to go too hard. Don't want to wash it out. We could actually try a blending mode, which could look quite nice if we can find the right one for all of them. I might keep them as normal actually. And distant rock. Distant rock. Let's try something else. Yeah, that could work. Literally just solid color. Let's try that on the other ones as well. This makes all of the rocks feel a bit more orange. Yes. There you go. We're getting there. Sometimes it is just figuring out the right one, the right set of blending modes and which way to go with it. I mean, we could add some light in just for now. I normally, if I do add it in a bit early, I kind of turn it off because it can get in the way of the retouching. But we want to add like a bright part. So we're going to go really bright. Essentially, you sort of want almost the color of the sun. 10%. Start nice and small. I'm just going to click and then make the brush bigger. Just brush it around there a bit. Maybe a blending mode. So you can see it kind of look pretty cool sometimes, but we don't want to play around with that too much now. Ooh. Similar story with effects as well. Solid color. Curves. Let's invert that. Grab some fog and mist brushes. Something coming from the bottom. Like again, I try not to add these too early, but they can give me an indication of what it might look like. Let's pick a better color for the fog and the mist. There we go. Bit, maybe, yeah, so it's sort of brown-ish. We could even go like more a reddish purple. Just got to be careful because it kind of stops there, so it does look a bit odd. And it could mess up our color balance as well. Alright, linear dodge. Let's just add a little bit of the lighting. Again, we don't want to go in with 100% because that's what you're going to get. Nice and low. Maybe we don't want linear dodge actually. It's a good blending mode for this. Ooh, color dodge might be quite nice. So we're going to do the spillover light first. That's just the light kind of around the edges. Spilling onto the subject. Soft and subtle. We're not going to worry about the hair too much. We've got a lot of work to do on that. See, it's catching the underside there. And it might catch a bit there, a bit around the collar. Maybe a little bit there, real subtle. Tiny bit there. Maybe 5%. 5% is an even better brush. Got to do this bit slow and subtle. Before, after. And again, this is another great way that you can kind of accentuate some of those curves. Not curves, creases. Just by brushing over them. Just bringing them out like a tiny bit more. See here? Just flicking the stylus. And this is hard. Like, if anyone's new to this stuff, please don't do what I did and beat yourself up when you don't get it right first time. This ain't easy. For some people it is. But it's definitely not easy for me. See the difference this makes. Oh, I'm sweating. Yeah, it is hard. You've got to consider reflective surfaces as well. So, like, I don't know what material this brace is made from, but you've got to consider how light might bounce off it. Maybe it's like a glossy or a matte kind of finish. Poor little feet, little tootsies. Yeah, you can see you go in too hard. Yeah, you got to get these highlights right. You go in too hard and you're gonna make it look terrible. Even some subtle ones on these areas that aren't going to be kind of as touched by the light, it just kind of can help blend everything together. Because ultimately, like, the light is behind in this, but actually there's light all around the subject in reality. So the whole environment they're in would be very orange. It would be, they would be touched by the light in a lot of different ways. Yeah. Beskar steel. And I think where I've got the fog, it now looks like it's thrown off the exposure as well. But once I add like a fog layer to the Jedi, I think if I just throw this on, it should blend her a little bit more. Yeah, so it will end up looking something like that once you've got, and you'll have other fog and effects and things. The exposure balance is slightly off there, so that's why I keep this layer at the top. If in doubt, just strip out the color, and then you can identify things on an exposure balancing level that might look a bit off. And then again, in the spirit of running too far ahead, I've got the Jedi lightsaber light that probably will end up being blue. I know where the light's going to be. Yeah, see what happens if you just do it lazily and just brush it in. It looks crap. That's what I used to do. It's all about finding the right blending mode as well. Oh, color dodge might be a win here. Just want a glow. Nice glow coming off the lightsaber that doesn't actually have a color yet, but that probably will end up being blue. Maybe down here as well, on the hand. Yeah. That would probably go on here as well, but we don't want to. Oh, blending mode, which one? Oh, trying to find the right one. Normally overlay would be pretty good. Maybe it will be. Maybe the flow's just a bit low. Oh yeah, it might just need a bit more. Bit more beefing up. Big blue glow. Yeah, see, this is what happens when you rush it. It can end up looking rubbish. It's got a whole blue arm now. Yeah, I'll come back to that one, I think. I mean, we could just finish this off with the start of the lightsaber. And we're going to do an outer glow. Nice big spread. Then we're going to use drop shadow because we can't have more outer glows, which is annoying. But we can use drop shadows. Zero distance. Spread again. Something like that. We'll then duplicate it. Bump up the spread a bit more. So we're just staggering different glows. There's obviously a lot of work there to be done, but it's that easy to just have a lightsaber effect that you can turn off and on. And that is more than good enough to give me an idea of how this whole thing's coming together. The biggest challenge here is going to be doing a lot of what we've already done and just balancing, tweaking, adjusting, rebalancing, and doing all that before we start adding in like lighting effects, fog, dust particles, weather effects, sun flares, all that fun crap. The icing on the cake is like, you can add it if you want to just get an idea of how it could look, which is sort of what I've done a bit throughout this stream, but don't put it into your design and then start trying to do the color balance and the shadows with that there, because as soon as you turn off those lovely effects layers, you'll find that what's underneath is actually composited incorrectly, shit ain't balanced, and it will look terrible. So you've got to have the fundamentals built and done properly so that when you turn on the effects at the end, it just adds to what you've already done. Does that make sense? We'll probably carry on with this one at some point soon because I'm really enjoying this. This is going to look so cool when it's finished, hopefully. But we've got a lot of work to do. Does anyone have any questions before I shoot? Oh, see you later, Raquel. Where is the X-Wing? I don't know. Maybe we could stick some stuff in the background. Hey, nothing wrong with the purple lightsaber. Purple lightsaber? I'll probably go green. I'll go a bit Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon-y. Hey, you're welcome, Eli. Hopefully this ginger rambling was helpful. I hope you feel better soon, man. If you do have any questions, Eli, about the Discord or anything, hello@dansky.com. Just shoot me an email, and once you're in the Discord, let me know what your email was that you signed up to the course with, and I'll get you all upgraded so you can see the members only stuff. It's just good if you've got questions and things. There's like quite a nice little library of questions other people already had. Yeah, me too, Kerry. I got a really good feeling about this. I've got to that point where I'm like, yes, this is going to look cool. And I know it's just going to take some time and work. The fundamentals are in place now. The images is looking cool. The images are looking cool. It's just down to me and retouching it correctly. And if I screw it up, I've just got to delete those layers and redo it. The hair's going to be tough. That's going to be difficult. But it's not something it's something that I've done before. So there's an entire lesson in the course that is about hair, drawing hair, and then the hair lighting with dramatic lighting behind. But it's still tricky sometimes, and every image is different as well. So you just got to roll with it. Yeah. People seem to be interested to see the result. It's going to look even better when we've got a big title. In fact, there needs to be a name So this is inspired by you, Kerry, all of this, and your posts in the community. So if you've got a name for this new Star Wars saga or whatever, yeah, give us a shout. We'll come up with a name. Ideally something non-chicken related. Right. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Oh. Where could you get the image printed, Dan? You know, I don't even know. That's I don't really do a lot of print related stuff anymore in terms of printing my work, but that would be amazing once it's done. I'm sure you could like probably Vista print it, or what's the other one called? There's another one, print service, that you could probably get it printed and they'd send it to you in like on a canvas or something. You can get it wall mounted for sure. Yeah, would be cool. Anyway, right, catch you later, guys. I'm going to shoot, and yeah, thank you for joining the stream. Oh yeah, courses. So if you do want to learn Photoshop with me or Illustrator, I've got my Photoshop masterclass that is now out. So if you like and you want to learn all of the techniques that I'm using in this video, but you'd like them explained properly at an easy to understand pace, then the Photoshop masterclass, it's got like the module 2 and 3 are basically two of, I think, some of my favorite pieces of work. And you can see them on the page for the Photoshop course. And the whole module is dedicated to rebuilding them, but I show you the techniques and the building blocks to kind of build it. So you will build that stuff step by step, and that's just module 2 and 3. So her feet might be off. I probably will come back to it with fresh eyes, and I could almost like puppet warp her feet a little bit. There's not too much retouching I've done there, so it's pretty easy to correct. But actually, let's just check because I think you might be right. Yeah, maybe. Either that or she's not centrally aligned and in need of a chiropractor. Anyway, I'm going to shoot. Catch you later, guys. And yeah, have a fantastic week. Bye.